Tabi. You know him, the vengeful, goat-skulled Russian ex-boyfriend with an explosive personality. But how well do we really know them? Here's 10 things about Tabi. Alright, before we get into it, blah blah blah, ha ha ha, funny number, subscribe. Alright, let's get into it. Versus Tabi Ex-Boyfriend was developed by writer Homsky and artist/composer Tenzubushi. Homsky wrote Tabi to act as a nemesis to Daddy Dearest and Girlfriend. Tabi was once a successful musician that was being used by Girlfriend and Daddy Dearest to further their careers. Once Tabi realized he sacrificed his own career to ensure Girlfriend's success, Daddy Dearest had him kidnapped and left him in the skeletal state that he's in now. Despite his appearance, Tabi isn't actually a goat, but a human. Tabi is forced to wear the goat skull by Daddy Dearest, and because it's part of his punishment, it cannot be removed and regenerates when damaged. His human body still exists underneath the skull and hands, it's just invisible. Additionally, during Genocide, Tabi's bottom jaw becomes visible, due to him being infuriated, and Homsky confirmed on Twitter that other intense emotions would reveal other hidden parts of him, like stubbing his toe makes a rib suddenly visible. Tabi's health bar may regenerate on his turn during the song Genocide due to the fact that he is Girlfriend's ex-boyfriend and thus would have the same capabilities during a rap battle as Boyfriend. It's a little sad to think that at one point Tabi could have been the main character of Friday Night Funkin' in this universe, had he not discovered the truth about Girlfriend and her dad. Most opponents on their turn do their directional animations in sync with their respective notes disappearing, but Tabi is one of the few antagonists that actually hit their notes the same way as Boyfriend without the player controlling them, cementing this theory. In the song Genocide, if Boyfriend loses to Tabi, it will show a knife in his head along with the usual game over screen. This is unique to Genocide, as the other three songs, Tutorial, My Battle, and Last Chance, have the usual blue balls game over, implying that Tabi doesn't intend on killing Boyfriend until Genocide. Regardless, this game over screen is foreshadowed in the background for the free play menu, depicting Boyfriend's hat with a knife through it, and in the opening screen of the mod with the depiction of the heart with a knife through it. It's assumed that the knife was originally intended for Girlfriend had the bombs not worked, as per the plan. As confirmed by artist and composer Tenzubushi, the song Genocide is inspired by songs Madness and Ballistic from Versus Tricky Full Week and Versus Witty Full Week mods respectively. This is supported by the fact that Tabi's vocals sound like Tricky's, and Genocide itself having the same leitmotif as Ballistic at some points. Lore-wise, the reason that Genocide sounds like Ballistic and Madness is because during the planning phase of Tabi's revenge, he would occasionally spy on Girlfriend and Boyfriend during their battles with other opponents. Due to the notorious difficulty of these two songs, Tabi decided that adopting their style would be the best way to confront Boyfriend and ultimately defeat him. Due to the fact that this lore was updated after the release of the mod, Tabi still initially acts surprised to see Boyfriend in the restaurant in the opening cutscene. Versus Tabi Ex-Boyfriend opens up with a potential seizure warning to players who may be photosensitive. Versus Tabi has a photosensitive mode for users who have epilepsy. Photosensitive mode updates the gameplay and cutscenes to remove unnecessary flashing colors from the game's visuals and cutscenes. Versus Tabi Ex-Boyfriend is one of the few mods to have voice acting. Tabi is voiced by Cougar McDowell, and Girlfriend is voiced by artist Angelates. There's also a sound file called Important Message Do Not Listen in the game file that just says,
"Let's get to the very important line first. Hey yo, baby girl, wanna rap? 'Cause I'll wrap you up with my love." Why did I say this? Bah!
Similar to Versus Witty Full Week, Girlfriend and Boyfriend act out of character in this mod, as stated by Friday Night Funkin' artist Phantom Arcade. Boyfriend and Girlfriend are very stupid, and due to Boyfriend's reckless overconfidence and Girlfriend's faith in him, they're basically fearless. Tabi's nickname, Gaster Blaster, used by fans of the mod, came from the indie game Undertale. If the player does a Genocide run, a playthrough where they kill every monster, the final boss will be the one and only Sans Undertale, who attacks with giant skulls dubbed by fans as Gaster Blasters, due to their similar appearance to the elusive character WD Gaster. But that's a whole other 10 things, isn't it? Because of the similarities between the two skulls, the nickname was born. And that's 10 things about Tabi I hope you enjoyed. I don't know what to say at the end of this week, so I'm gonna try a kickflip. Check this out.